How about you, Christian? How's your work been? How's the last week and a half, 2 weeks of work? I see you've been going out every weekend. Or you got your calendar booked out for like the next month or something. I remember back in the day, literally like a few months ago, I would like book out my calendar like a month in ahead, book in every single weekend, and just stack things up. And every time there's a hole, just reach out to a bunch of people, fill in that loop. But yeah, that's sort of the phase maybe you're going through. I don't know.
No, because you feel like you're more productive that way, because you always like, oh, I got something on, I got something to do. You go out and do. No, I've just been trying to go out, trying to like keep in touch, reconnect, etc. But yeah, work's been work. Nothing a lot has changed in my end apart from just working. Like it's trying a few things here and there. We'll catch up next week.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear.
We'll catch up next week. But yeah, it is what it is. The weekend passed, the weekend that could have been. But yeah, I don't think the people know, but you took a holiday.
Yeah.
You took a holiday from last week. Yeah, so the 7th of February all the way until Sunday. So last week, Valentine's Day. Treat yourself. Go out by yourself. Go on a holiday by yourself. Where did you go? What did you get up to? How'd you go? What was it? What was it like? Tell me about that. Well, tell me like just like go through like in a broad landscape. Yeah, like you know.
The broad landscape is the plan was to drive up to Byron Bay, the border of New South Wales and Queensland. Check out what Byron's all about. You hear like the Zac Efron lives there. You hear the Chris Hemsworth and all these celebrities live there. Wanted to check that out. The plan was to just like stay in different motels. And as I started going on my trip, things just started changing. I started like checking out hostels, checking into different hostels and backpacker places. I met like random people that convinced me to like go to different places. And then by the middle of the trip, I was going to Queensland, I was going to Brisbane, Gold Coast, Noosa. So I went past those two cities and I just went all the way up to Noosa. Bring up the map of Noosa.
Wait. Noosa?
Yeah.
That's like northern Queensland.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Dude, I was like I think I was near Byron at Minion Falls and I met this couple and they were like, yeah, we're back from Noosa. And I was like, oh, how was it? I hear good things. Like, yeah, it's really good. You should check it out. And I was like, I have to be back in Sydney by Monday. Do you reckon I'll have enough time? Well, it's currently Wednesday. He's like, yeah, for sure. You should check it out. Go up and then turn around. I was like, okay, I'm going to do it. And I just sent it. Just drove 4 hours from Byron to Noosa. And then I was like checking amazing beaches, checking into backpackers, hostels, meeting random strangers, going like inland. Like I went freaking inland, like Australia, like where all the hippies. There's this city called Ninbin where it's like a bunch of just hippies. Went to Ninbin, and I think there's like an ice pandemic that went through Ninbin, so everyone's just like in their own world. But it's pretty cool, that city. Yeah, that was sort of like the gist of it. Did some scuba diving, did a lot of things on my own, learned how to like just like wing it. Some nights I would have no accommodation planned. Like I would literally finish the hike, it'll be like 7:30 and I'll be like, where am I going to sleep tonight? Call a bunch of, dude, it was like Valentine's Day. I think it was like a Sunday night. I was just calling accommodation after accommodation. We're booked out. And luckily I get to one with like 10 shitty reviews and they're like, yeah, we got a room. And then I rock up at the motel and like this old frail dude comes out of bed. It's like 8:30, gives me the key. He's like struggling to like do the credit card thingy. He gives me this weird like paper invoice thingy, takes me to the room. The room is pretty sketchy, and then the next door neighbor is this old white dude just cooking outside off his like portable like cooker, and he's just like, nice ride you got there. And I'm like, thank you. Thanks. I was like, it must be, yeah, nice ride. I'm like, yeah. At first I was like, excuse me? I was like, you got a nice ride there. I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, how does it drive? I'm like, yeah, it drives pretty good. And I'm just like, he's just like staring at the car. I'm like, what the
Sounds like something out of a movie, in the sense that, you know, those movies you watch where you just they're always in a random motel in a random area. There's always some guy outside just cooking up a random
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I start like getting into his story. I learned that he just came back from Philippines, had a girl there, couldn't find work there due to COVID. He's back in Australia, this and that. I'm just building a rapport to make sure he doesn't like rob me or something, and he likes me, so he doesn't choose to like break my car.
Poor guy thought you were just having a conversation with him. Little does he know you're building rapport so you don't get robbed.
Yeah, dude, I do that everywhere. I'm just building a rapport with my next door neighbors, so they like maybe like be like, this guy's a cool guy, let's not rob him.
Oh, you know what? It's not a smart idea. I mean, you were in like Nimbin. Nimbin's known for its like, I don't know anything about it, but it's known for its like hippie lifestyle and like just God knows whatever's there. But that was a whole week. So you went up to Gold Coast. Did you stay in a hotel in Gold Coast, or did you like hostel or?
I skipped Brisbane, skipped Gold Coast. My plan was, since those two cities, I could just fly up there whenever. So I skipped those because I knew it was just going to be city-like. Checked out like places. There was this place with like Mooloolaba. That was a pretty cool town. Checked out different beaches. Stayed at Noosa, Mooloolaba. Where else did I check out on the way down? Went to Coffs Harbour. Went to Port Macquarie. And yeah, was able to meet a lot of people. Met like this girl at this hostel where she was broke. She had no money and she was just like living in the hostel, and she was working there, cooking pancakes, changing all the bed sheets for accommodation. And she was literally broke. She like drove all the way up to like Brisbane to like pick berries and see if she could get a job on the farm. But since the weather was so she couldn't get any job. She like the amount of hours she got didn't pay for the accommodation at the berry farm. So she was like literally no job, and she was like going door to door dropping resumes.
Oh my God. That's actually, I can't imagine ever living like that. You know what I mean? That's so rough, but people actually do that. But yeah, you experience a lot of different people, a lot of different things. Came back a new man, came back a fresh cut, came back license lost. But do you regret anything? Would you do it over again? Would you change anything? Or
it was amazing. I learned so much. Dude, I climbed this mountain. And it was like a legit climb where like I was genuinely like scared that I was going to fall down. It was like really steep. It was like some places were like really small crevices, and I'm like, and I did this during sunset. It was just like literally before sunset, made it 3/4 of the way, and some people were going down. I was like, hey, do you reckon I have enough time to get to the top? It's called Mount Tibrogargan. And she was like, the sun's going to set in 14 minutes. If this is your first time, you probably should turn around. So I turned around. I was like, I failed this. I wanted to make it all the way. And that's the night where I struggled to find accommodation. Ended up staying up nearby and doing the climb next morning, and I made it to the top next morning.
Happy days. You didn't give up and you made it. Did you go early morning?
Yeah, did pretty early morning. Did a lot of driving. Like there was days where I was just driving 9 hours. My car, one of the lights, I think the beam light stopped working, so I kept getting this error message saying your left light beam is dipped or something. So I'm driving with like a f***ed up light. But other than that, it was all good. Checked out this place called Bold Rock. Amazing. And I was there all on my own. It was a bit scary because I'm inland, this massive rock, it's storming, I don't know when sun's going to set. I'm all on my own. It was amazing. At first I was really scared, but I just like pushed through, climbed to the top, and got amazing footage. Yeah, it was like an amazing experience. Learned so much. I think the main thing I learned is one, I learned how to sort of think on my feet and just figure out accommodation day to day. I learned how to travel without having a plan. That was sort of the big thing. Yeah.
But would you like be doing that when you go overseas or whatever? Or would you like, I don't know, I could never do that if I'm overseas. Like over here, yeah, fine, like whatever.
I think this is actually going to be my new way of traveling.
No.
Because it's crazy, like you meet random people and your plan changes completely. You meet people and now I'm going all the way to North Queensland. You meet people and now I'm going all the way inland, checking out these random forests and national parks. You meet people and now instead of going to the accommodation, you're sleeping in your car at some campsite. That didn't happen, but that could have happened. Like I was like, I could have just like somehow finesse and meet someone, and instead of having this pre-booked accommodation, I could have literally just slept in this park in my car and have like a nice campfire with these random strangers. So I'm actually like really a fan of just like having no plans and just like figuring out, asking locals, finding out all these secret hidden spots, and just going with the flow.
Oh, I could never. I don't know. I honestly could
So if
never.
I go to Japan, Christian, I'm legit gonna go to like South or North Japan, hire a car or van, and just like that's it. I'm just gonna figure out, just drive in the other direction and just figure it out.
I'm down to do that in northern Japan. But I'm not doing that in Tokyo. No way. You can't do that in Tokyo. You would survive.
Really? Oh,
Because
Tokyo.
Tokyo's like, yeah, because Tokyo's like a bustling like city, whereas north has got the snow and like the scenic mountains and stuff. So yeah, it could work there. Like you just grab a 4-wheel drive and just send it after that. But no, I don't know. I'm not that sort. Stephen, would you ever do that? I could never do that. I could never.
Probably not. It's been a while since I've travelled.
I don't know what sort of answer I was expecting. Yeah, this is just no.